Teddy Santis has done it again. He's brought back yet another awesome vintage New Balance model from the archives. Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be doing a review of the Aime and Dore New Balance Rainier collaboration. So the New Balance Rainier is a vintage hiking boot model that was brought back from the archives. This modern retro of the classic model utilizes a Vibram rubber outsole, Gore-Tex lining, as well as Cordura fabric on the upper. It also consists of suedes and leathers on the upper. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm really big into New Balance archival pieces in terms of both footwear and clothing, and the New Balance Rainier usually pops up whenever you search up vintage New Balance shoes on eBay. All of the models you can buy on eBay are vintage and not retros. The Rainier has been in the vault for a while, with the exception of that modernized version of the Rainier. I'll pop up a picture right here. Looks like we're finally getting a retro of the classic version through ALD and hopefully some dope GRs in 2023. I was ecstatic to see that ALD and Teddy brought back the Rainier and gave it that ALD touch. It's amazing how Teddy and ALD have brought back so many great vintage models from the New Balance archives and made them popular, like obviously the 550 and 650R, as well as the 827 and now the Rainier. So as usual, I'll be doing a full overview of the shoe as well as an on-feet look, as well as my thoughts and opinions on sizing, comfort, quality, and overall design of the shoe. Starting with the box, you get a cream white cardboard box. At the top you get the New Balance NB logo and Aime and Dore branding in blue. On the side you get New Balance branding in blue, and then on the sides of the lids you get ALD branding in red. You also get New Balance ALD branded paper. You also get 3 hang tags of the 3 brands I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Starting with the toe box of the shoe, the mudguard of the shoe is made out of chocolate brown suede, and in the very middle of the shoe you get a Cordura canvas that's also lined in Gore-Tex. Near the top of the toe box you get even more panels of that brown suede, and the rubber Vibram outsole actually creeps up onto the mudguard. The lace outlets of the shoes feature more panels of that brown suede, as well as brass loops that the laces weave on top of. Moving towards the middle of the shoe, you get a continuation of that brown suede, more panels of that Cordura canvas, and in the very middle you get the New Balance NB logo debossed in a darker brown. And moving towards the ankle area, you get even more panels of that brown suede, more panels of that Cordura canvas, as well as a Gore-Tex tag. And moving towards the upper ankle area of the shoe, you get a small panel of bright green suede that continues around the shoe to the medial side, as well as some panels of soft brown leather in a lighter tone that also reaches around the shoe. The very back of the shoe features that brown suede, that light brown leather, and green suede. And the medial side of the shoe is the same as the lateral side of the shoe in terms of color and materials. The shoes come with a set of flat light brown laces and 2 other sets of laces. You get a set of flat brown laces that matches the shade of brown of the suede, as well as a set of flat green laces that matches the green tone of the suede and leather on the upper ankle area. The tongue of the shoe is made out of that light brown canvas material, and at the very top of the tongue you get a hairy leather tag with the New Balance NB logo debossed, as well as the ALD spell also debossed, and it also continues on the reverse side on the inside of the tongue. I'm not too sure if you can really see it good on the camera, but if you can see this little panel of canvas, the tongue is actually attached to the actual shoe. There's no room for air, nor can you move the tongue away from the middle area of the shoe for added waterproofness of the shoe, if that's even really a word. But because this is a boot and because there's Gore-Tex, the bottom and middle area of the tongue is attached to the shoe rather than traditionally being detached from the shoe like you'd find in regular shoes. And the ankle area of the shoe is lined in a bright green leather. The shoes feature a standard foam insole with a brown textile upper, as well as an Aime and Dore tag in gold and black. The midsole of the shoe is made out of a thick black foam material. I'm not too sure exactly what this foam material is. I assume it's EVA. It definitely doesn't include absorb or end cap, and as I said at the beginning, the rubber outsole actually creeps up onto the midsole and mudguard of the shoe. And lastly, the outsole, you get a Vibram rubber outsole with Vibram branding in the very middle in yellow, and you get a good Trek pattern in that black rubber. So now that the overview of the shoes out of the way, I'll lace these up and I'll show you how they look on feet. So as for sizing, I was unfortunately only able to get these in a size 10. I am a true size 9.5, and for my non-made in USA shoes, I usually go with a 9.5 true to size. But after trying this on in a size 10 and wearing it around and feeling my toe position, I can confidently tell you to go true to size. I feel like there's just enough room to go down half a size and then it would fit perfect. But because they're a boot, some people, including myself, do personally like to go up half a size for some extra wiggle room in the toe, since boots aren't necessarily the most soft or comfortable shoes, as well as getting your shoe in on the upper since they're a high top. If you do want to go up half a size, I feel like that's okay. You don't get any heel slippage and it doesn't feel like you're swimming in the shoe, and it does feel a bit easier to get your shoe into the boot, especially because only part of the tongue is detached and most of the tongue is attached to the boot. So overall, go true to size if you want that one-to-one fit, but if you want some extra wiggle room in the toe box and an easier time to get your foot into the boot itself, I recommend going up half a size. In terms of comfort, I'd say this retro of the Rainier is pretty good for a vintage boot model. For my 3-factor comfort rating for the retro of the Rainier, I give it a 5 out of 10 for softness, a 6 out of 10 for firmness, and a 4 out of 10 for midsole shape and support. As I said, overall the comfort for a retro boot model is pretty good. It being a boot, you're not getting a great amount of softness. I'd say it's pretty average, but that thick foam midsole is pretty good for a boot. It's pretty firm and sturdy on your feet, so if you're looking for a boot that's firm and sturdy, the Rainier Retro is definitely good. The only major downside, in my opinion, for this Rainier model is in the midsole shape. Not only is the midsole shape relatively flat, but there is a noticeable lack of arch support in the actual midsole and the insoles. I was a little disappointed in the lack of arch support. I was hoping maybe New Balance and ALD could add that to the Rainier since it's 2022 now, because arch support is a staple in all performance running models, sports models, and boots, whether that be for hiking or work. So it was a little disappointing to feel a lack of arch support. In terms of quality, this being an ALD collab, my expectations were definitely high and they were definitely met. The suede quality is excellent. It's nice and soft to the touch. The leather quality is also excellent. It's very soft and it feels like great quality in hand. And the Cordura fabric that's lined in Gore-Tex also feels rock solid, as well as the brass lace eyelets. It's a very high quality collaboration. It was made in China, but I had no craftsmanship issues. I do know that the original Rainier was actually made in USA, so I was kind of hoping that these were also brought back to the States, but as long as they pump out shoes with this amount of quality, I'm okay with it made in China. Overall, I'm really satisfied with my pickup of the ALD Rainier boot. The Rainier is a dope vintage model. I was really excited to see that ALD would be pulling it from the archives and giving their ALD touch. I love the brown suede and the leathers utilized, as well as that pop of green. I think I'm definitely gonna have to swap out these laces for the green laces to give them that extra amount of pop, and this is definitely gonna be a staple in my fall winter sneaker rotation. So that's gonna do it for this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Follow me on my socials. Thank you to all my Patreon backers. Check out the Intelligent site for more New Balance content and guides, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.